Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to invoke an elemental circle. I'm going to predominantly show you how I do this while I practice Demonolatry, but I'll also go through how you can adjust this so it will suit pretty much any type of magic that you may be doing. So the first thing that we need to do is you will need to mark out in your ritual space or the room that you're going to do this work in where north, east, south and west are. That's really important because obviously we're going to be using these four directions to bring forward the four different elements. So north is for earth, and east is for air, south is for fire, and west is for water. And predominantly in Demonolatry, and some people do switch up the deities or spirits, but this is how I like to work. So for north I will bring forward the earth element of Belial. In the east I'll bring forward the air element of Lucifer. The south I'll bring forward the fire element of Flereous, and then finally in the west the water element of Leviathan. Some people also like to put candles in each of these areas that will sort of sync with the elemental colour, and if you wanted to do that I would say go green for north. I prefer yellow for east, red for south, and if you can get light blue, but normal blue will do for the west. And we basically start this by facing north, and you will call out the N of Belial. I'll bring this up on the screen. So you will call out Lirak, Tassa, Vefa, Huelik, Belial. Now, actually the most important of this aspect isn't just saying the words. What you really need to do is, within your mind's eye, within your mind if you want to call it that, is you need to bring forward this energy of earth. And that can be anything that you associate with earth. For me, I try and picture myself on an autumn's day in a field in the countryside, and I can really feel that wet soil on my bare feet in the field. That helps me really connect with the energy of earth. But once you've said that and you've felt that energy come in, you've brought it into your space, you will then turn clockwise and face east. And we're going to call out Renik, Tassa, Uberica, Biasa, Ikar, Lucifer. And again, not just saying the words, but really feel air, the elements of air. What does that mean to you? For me, this might sound a bit strange, but I always imagine myself in the Canary Islands. If you've ever been there, you'll know that it's a very strange place, that the wind seems to blow from every direction at the same time. Quite often really hot winds that have blown over from the Sahara. So I just imagine myself stood on top of a sand dune, and that sort of chaotic warm air is blowing all around me to the point it's pushing my body back. But again, whatever is personally relevant to the element of air for you is absolutely fine. Once you've done that and you've brought that element in, turn and face south, and we're going to call out Ganik, Tassa, Fubin, Flereous. And this is for the element of fire. So again, anything that is to do with fire will be absolutely fine. I just imagine myself stood next to a bonfire, and I can feel the heat coming off the flames, and I can taste and smell the smoke coming off the fire as well. So once you've done that, and you've really brought that energy of fire, that section of the room feels warm, you can feel it as though it's there, then again we turn clockwise and we face west now, and we're going to call out the element of water. So we say Jedan, Tassa, Hoet, Naka, Leviathan. And then once you've brought that element of water in, you just return back to the starting point, which is north. And I just take a few seconds just to feel and visualize all four of these elements flowing together, flowing around the room. And then I'm ready to start my work, basically. Now, one thing to mention, I've told you how to do this starting from the north. I do vary it, and there's so many different combinations that you can do, but I vary it according to the work that I'm actually doing. So I always use the starting point as the sort of main focus of the work. So if I was doing something knowledge based, something intelligent, something around the mind and thoughts, then I would start east, because I associate that with Lucifer. If it was something more earthly, an earthly pleasure, something like money, then I would definitely start north with Belial. If it was something that is around shadow work, around self-healing, even legal issues, then I would start west, and that is with Leviathan. That just seems to be appropriate for me. And something that's passion-based, fire-based, possibly even cleansing or healing, then I would start in the south with Flereous. And once you've finished your magic work, once you've completed the ritual, you've done the intended thing that you were doing, some people like to leave the circle up. I don't. I always like to close it afterwards. And to do that, you just do it in the reverse order that you've done it in. But instead of visualizing the element coming into your space, you want to try and visualize that energy pushing out, moving away from where you are, dissipating, getting weaker. And once you've done that, then you're ready to just, ground yourself, however you do that after the ritual. Now, just something to bring up as well, and I do get asked this a lot. This is about Enns. What is the translation? What am I actually saying? And it is very important within magic, not just saying the words. Anyone can, learn how to say the N of Lucifer and repeat it over and over again. But if you aren't actually understanding the words that are being said, if you aren't connecting and putting that sort of mental energy into it, then it often doesn't really do much. So let's start with Lucifer. Let me bring that up on the screen. And so the N itself is Renik, Tassa, Uberica, Biasa, Ikar, Lucifer. Now that translates to air, protect the surrounding sky, Lucifer. Now let's look at Flereous, and the N is Ganik, Tassa, Fubin, Flereous. And that translates to fire, protect the flame, Flereous. And if we just look at the N for Leviathan, Jedan, Tassa, Hoet, Naka, Leviathan. So that translates as water, protect our circle, Leviathan. And then the last one we have for Belial, Lirak, Tassa, Vefa, Huelik, Belial. And that translates as earth protects this soil, Belial. So I hope that makes sense, and it does take quite a bit of practice to get this to a point where it's automatic. So it's absolutely fine to take notes and practice how to do this before actually attempting to bring this into your ritual routine. And if you don't practice demonolatry, if you practice whether it's traditional woodland magic, Wicca, whatever it is that you may practice, it's absolutely fine to just call out the elements. So if we started at the north, for example, you could just face north in your ritual space and just call out, I bring forward the element of earth. But it's still very important, obviously, to really use that mental power to feel that energy change around you, change your environment, bring that energy in, bring that protection and balance so that you can do your work effectively and safe. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.